I'm Amy Cherry. This local news is a service of Flagler County's Toyota dealer, Beaver Toyota, here to wow ya. A felon who fled from Flagler County deputies and caused multiple hit-and-run crashes is now behind bars. John Arking reports.
Flagler County Sheriff Rick Staley says deputies spotted a silver Ford Mustang on Sunday, March 10th about 3 p.m., stopped diagonally on Belterre Parkway. As the deputy approached the vehicle, the Mustang began to travel at inconsistent speeds and failed to maintain a single lane. The deputy attempted to conduct a traffic stop, but the Mustang fled and accelerated rapidly.
It was driving so dangerous that we did not pursue it, but was able to keep him in view. He caused multiple car crashes and got on the interstate, fleeing into Volusia County, and eventually abandoned the car. During his flight, he threw out a silver shiny object that we later discovered to be a firearm. One of our deputies recognized the driver from a photo lineup, and he is now in the Green Roof Inn.
19-year-old Christian Melendez was charged with aggravated fleeing with injury or damage, leaving the scene of a crash with injury, and leaving the scene of a crash with property damage. From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm John Arking.
2 guns were stolen from a Flagler County Sheriff's Office patrol vehicle over the weekend. Deputies say the vehicle was locked in the area of Beachway Drive in Palm Coast, but it appears security systems that were in place may have failed. Deputies say the burglar got away with a rifle and a handgun. Sheriff Rick Staley called it a bold crime and had a message for the thief. He said, "We're coming after you."
This portion of Flagler's Morning News brought to you by the Daytona Beach International Airport, Sunwing Airlines nonstop to Toronto, and starting in May, nonstop flights to New York City via American Airlines.
The city of Palm Coast has a new city manager.
Palm Coast new city manager is Matthew Morton. He's a former city manager from Washington State and is Palm Coast's 3rd city manager. Morton, whom the city council called a, quote, game changer, was the city manager in Duval, Washington, and has other city management experience of about 23 years. But he told WNZF's Free for All Friday that he took a cue from Jimmy Stewart. Yes, that Jimmy Stewart.
I watched It's a Wonderful Life with Jimmy Stewart, and he's, going out about how he wants to build things and plan modern cities, and something when I was a kid stuck in my head, and I got interested in local government, and I've never looked back. It's just where I find a lot of joy, and I find a lot of fulfillment.
Morton was selected from 4 finalists, and Palm Coast Mayor Melissa Hollins said last week he's already started working. Tomorrow, where did Matt Morton come from? From the WNZF Newsroom, I'm Deb Albertson.
Flagler Beach ditches a plan that would have forced beachgoers to pay for parking. The City Commission was considering the findings of a study that recommended the creation of a pay-for-parking system that included meter maids and monitored parking. The system would generate $300,000 in revenue over 3 years, but the city would see very little of that once it paid for the parking management company. Commissioner Kim Carney pointed out now's the wrong time to experiment with paid parking with the year-long construction project along A1A. Commissioners instead will consider adding signage to make its 5 free lots more well-known to visitors. Also, at their recent meeting, commissioners voted Carney as their new chair. Commissioner Marshall Shoup will serve as vice chair. A multi-million-dollar construction project will affect your daily commute for quite a while. With more, here's Tony Magoo.
If you're smart, you've already started planning an alternate route to and from work, because starting today, everything changes. Construction crews start today on a $28.8 million project that will put new paving on more than 20 miles of I-95 between St. John's and Volusia counties. 4 months. There will be single-lane closures between 9 a.m. and 7 p.m. on the northbound side of the interstate. Crews working at night could close 2 lanes between 7 and 9 a.m. There are also major projects on State Road A1A in Flagler Beach and at Old Dixie Highway and US 1 in Bunnell. Plus, Florida East Coast Railway is also in on the makeover. Semi-truck drivers should expect to use County Road 304 to divert around the construction. This project will also include resurfaced shoulders, ramps, and emergency U-turns, and is expected to continue until the fall of 2020. For Flagler's Morning News, I'm Tony Magoo.
And now you're up to date on Flagler's Morning News. I'm Amy Cherry.